Yo, hello everyone, welcome to a new live stream. This is a daily live stream for the stocks, and to see what's happened today, of course, we heard about the deal with the Chinese and the US. So we're gonna see, of course, we already see a reaction from NASDAQ, but it is only in NASDAQ, don't forget. In SPX is still the same, and that means a lot. So of course that the market is gonna react very nicely and very happily. Yeah. So, but don't get so much excited because we might be, of course, in a top here. Again, since we have hit anyway our blue box, which we were expecting, and we still, of course, under the 1-to-1 fib level, which is a perfect fib level for wave 5 in this leading diagonal again. So yeah, very green Monday, of course, and very fundamental. However, as you can see, the chart here is developing, right? So after this move toward the upside right now, I see a little bit much clearer overview. And you know, before we were looking at a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now it's still there. It's still perfect and it's still working like as a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. However, I see it right now after this development here in this area. I see that this diagonal is expanding, right? Is expanding, meaning in waves and in time potentially. So what if we have 1, 2, and then 3, and then 4, and now we finish the wave 5. Now, in both case scenario, it's the same ending. It's the same ending. So you have finished even a zigzag for wave 5. So nothing has changed, but it's just theoretically, it can be, of course, even nicer if we take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 after this development, of course. Now, yeah, so that would be nice, right? Now, both has led, of course, to the same scenarios, and we are in a leading diagonal. Potentially, we have topped in both scenarios where you are in this small one. Yeah, so you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished, or you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 also finished. Yeah, so basically you have to be careful. So let me welcome you guys first, just to after giving a very fast overview for the market right now. So Oleg, welcome. Special request, Euro USD. Well, basically this is only for stocks normally, but I mean the euro was already analyzed yesterday. But if you want, okay, we can take a look at the end, no problem in the special request. Um, yeah, Illusion Trade, welcome. Good morning, man. So, hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you all, guys. So, yeah, as we have explained, we are of course in a potential wave 1 finished in the blue scenario. We're looking at both case scenarios for a wave 2. Now on the SPX, you can see that that is still, of course, still the same. Nothing has changed. Potentially, it still can follow. You know, SPX lags much more than a Nasdaq, but yeah, here it's still hard to take it like as we did in Nasdaq, right? So you still need this one more leg toward the upside to consider it at least a wave 5, and then I consider, for example, this is your wave 4, this is your wave 3, and then this is your ending diagonal, right? Hello, free minds. Nice to see you, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? So basically, this is what I'm looking for still. I'm still looking that SPX has to follow, of course, Nasdaq has to follow it. Unless if it doesn't, well, we already done with a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very short wave 5, which I don't like it. And on the 15-minute chart, this looks a little bit impulsive. You see 1, 2, 3. Then you get your wave 4. Did not interfere with zone 1, which is, yeah, continuing an impulse, right? So we have to be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially. Now here you didn't took the low, truncated potentially as well, but we have to be careful. Elliott wave community. Then your prediction on gold worked. Elliott wave forever. Yes, of course. I mean, even NASDAQ and SPX, it has worked since we were in this area. Because I already start with the scenario once I saw a zigzag, wave one leading diagonal. So, but thank you, man. Thank you for the nice appreciation, and yeah, that means really a lot for me. Thank you, bro. We're gonna see the gold, by the way. What's going on in it? Yeah, and also for the NASDAQ and SPX, it is working since we started with this one. And here we go. Now it is evolving on the NASDAQ much more than SPX, but again, be careful. Here we go. We start to see some red. Now, okay, so let's take a look also on some indicators. So we can see, of course, on the RSI overbought, here we go, on the 1 hour chart, you have an exhaustion, all right, exhaustion, of course, and we might see a move toward the downside, of course. On the 4 hour, we see, of course, we are also on the overbought area. You have a very strong divergence, guys, on the MACD and on the RSI potentially. Let me check. So here we go. You see your divergence here. You have a very strong one. Okay, here we go in red. I'm just gonna mark it with the brush. Here we go. All right, we have a very strong divergence, so be careful. And the same also for the RSI. Yeah, so RSI is exhaustion, actually showing as exhaustion. MACD show it a little bit as divergence, so be careful. On the daily, now the daily is still open, but look what's gonna happen. And now on the daily, of course, you are in the overbought area almost. Potentially, what it might happen is that you can get, of course, a wave 2 very short. I just want to mention that as per Elliott wave, when you have a leading diagonal in a wave 1, sometimes the wave 2 is very shallow, very tiny like this. Yeah, and then start the explosion toward the upside. All right. So we have to be careful from this scenario, which it might happen. Why? Because I see also, like, I mean, a little bit the indicators are still open and still open for higher. So we have to keep this in mind. What if we get just a few days down, getting the indicators a little bit relaxed, right? And then explosion again toward the upside, a bullish cross, overbought area. Yeah. This is my scenario potentially for a 1-2. The wave 2 might be very shallow, so the targets that we have here, anyway, it has to be updated. So let me update this. Let's update it on the 2-hour chart. All right, so on the 2-hour chart, so the wave 2 is higher right now, right? Is higher. So, and don't forget, we are on the logarithmic here, and that means, of course, it's still even on the linear chart, can be 19K 200, let's say. Yeah, 90K 200. Now, what about the 0.23? Well, sometimes it happens, guys. Very low possibility, but sometimes it happens. It's very low that possibility that the wave 2 take only the 0.23 unless we are in a wave B, and that is bad scenario. Yeah. So anyway, we have to keep it in mind, by the way. And not be always blinded with bullish, by the way. Always keep bullish and bearish, right? So A, what if A, B, and a C? So here we go. What if this scenario will unfold as a wave B? Wave B is kind of allowed to be 0.23. Yeah, so we have to keep it in mind. And when you have a diagonal as a wave A, which is a low possibility, normally 70%, when you see a leading diagonal, it goes for a wave 1. 30%, it goes for a wave A. Okay, very low possibility that it is a wave A. A higher possibility that it is a wave 1 in an impulse, right? 1, 2. Therefore, higher possibility also to get the low, the minimum requirement, 0.38. And based on the fundamentals and the intensity, aggressivity, I would say, of this leading diagonal, I'm expecting at least like very tiny wave 2 and then explosion, guys. Okay, so that means this week we might see some red, okay, potentially, but I'm expecting for still, of course, to move for higher, of course. Now, what is a scenario, of course, that we reach a lower, like a very tiny wave 2 is a wave B, not a wave 2 actually. Once you get the 90K 800, then you move from there very massively again, impulsively. Now, another scenario, what if we move higher from here? Let's study all the possibilities, right? For this possibility, I would like to start fresh. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn off this and I'm gonna look at it, okay? I just wanna see what are the possibilities to continue toward the upside. First of all, to continue toward the upside, you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Do we have it? 1, 2, 3, 4 interfering in the zone 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 interfering. So it doesn't work unless you have to consider this as leading diagonal, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Here we go. What if this 1, 2, 3, 4 interfering with zone 1, perfect for leading diagonal, 4 and a 5. Okay. One more thing just to make sure that your wave 3 is longer than wave 5. Is it the case scenario? Did we pass? Oh, okay. Here we go. You see? This is your clue that this is not a leading diagonal. So when you measure the wave 3, it should be longer than the wave 5. But your wave 3 finished here at the 1-to-1 fib level exactly. Meaning this wave 5 is longer than wave 3, which is not allowed as well in leading diagonals, right? However, the possibility is not out, but I'm gonna keep it just as very low possibility, guys, okay? So what if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We might see, of course, directly higher prices. And that means if that is the case scenario, what about this one? Is it a 1, 2? Well, hell no, right? It's very clear that this is 3 waves toward the upside, then wave 2, and then, okay. In case you have 3 waves, in wave 2, of course, only diagonals. But if you want to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now this wave 5 did not took the high, and means, of course, it is truncated. Okay? Truncation, meaning a wave 5 might move for higher in 5 ways, by the way, it should be looking 5 ways, and failing to take the high with few cents or few dollars. And if this is the case, well, it might still be a wave 1, right? And then, yeah, then what? It doesn't work, right? If 1, 2, 3, 4 invalidation, meaning there is something wrong, we cannot really call 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Therefore, the possibility goes lower and lower. And that's why I'm not, of course, with the things that we might move really very high directly from there. But what are the possibilities? Therefore, A, B, and a C. This is the only possibility which is corrective, guys. And you have to be careful because corrections might, of course, turns back to the low. So if we have a 1, 2 here, let's say we are really impulsive and we're looking for a wave C here as an impulse because it is potential, right? So yeah, you're looking to 23K therefore. Yeah, so this is a possibility here. And then 3, 4, and a 5. We have to keep the possibility, guys. We have to think about it, yes, just to keep it in mind. And yeah, here we go. So this is your ultimate bullish scenario that you might have right now, okay? In case we continue for higher. Leading diagonal, very low possibility because wave 3 shorter. Also, you don't have 1, 2. You have A, B, and a C. Very extended wave C. Wave C is allowed to be extended to 1.618, guys. So 3, 4, and a 5. Therefore, yeah, I prefer even to see a shorter wave 3, therefore, 4 and a 5. It's not allowed, by the way, to pass the 1.618 unless you are impulsive. If we pass the 1.618, therefore, okay, you have to consider this as a 1, 2, whether I like it or not. Okay, so I have to say, okay, here there is some deviation in the chart. There is psychology, new psychology found, and so on. There is always this 5 to 10% that you might have sometimes deviations. Yeah, so Not always 100% Elliott waves, I would say that it works, but 95% yes. But yeah, I mean, obviously this is 3 waves, unless if it's gonna transform it to 1, 2, and then of course your signal is therefore or above the 23k 780. Okay, that this is 1, 2, and we are simply moving toward the upside again. Yeah, so yeah, so this is, I'm gonna keep this scenario also of ultimate bullish. Okay, so we're gonna keep it there in case we just remind you with it. So we're gonna stay, of course, with our plan here, and we're gonna see, of course, the current price action. Now, as a signal that we might shift for higher, guys, by the way, as a signal is the 20k 900. If you take the 1-to-1 fib level here, okay, and that means you invalidate this scenario with this diagonal, the small one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Why? Because this is taken from the wave 3 here. 3, 4, and a 5. Okay? Your wave 5 from here is not allowed, because if you are in a 3, 4, and a 5 here, if you remember, is not allowed, of course, to take the 1-to-1 fib level. And you know what? To be much more safe, since both have the same results, let's just remove this one and just take the developed or the evolved scenario here. 4 and a 5. What are the potential scenarios, or what are the final fib level that a wave 5 can reach? Is the following. Wave 5 as a diagonal. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, even it still can go higher. You see? Now, that's why I put it this one, because it has higher potential to move, of course, for higher prices. And yeah, so these are the perfect fib level. Now, your signal, again, to move for higher for the ultimate bullish scenario is a 22k. Why? Because if we move for a wave 5 very extended, and we reach the 1-to-1 fib level, it becomes longer than the wave 3. And that means invalidation of diagonal. There is no diagonal here. There is definitely something else unfolding, which is a wave 3 after a 1-2. And that means at least a B, and you're looking for a wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Continuation toward the upside, which is our ultimate bullish scenario. Cool. So these are the key levels to be watched, guys. Yeah. The key level to be watched first, well, basically, I'm looking at almost finished zigzag here. So this is an impulse, definitely. This is a correction, definitely. This is definitely an impulse. Now, I'm looking at a potential finished one. Don't forget that you have also the fib levels, the minimum fib levels. 0.5 as well can be hit, 20k 900. So we might see a little bit higher. Nobody knows. You would like to see, of course, a decisive impulse here. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Well, one more leg, yes, is very possible. For the wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish a wave 5. So very possible to get one more leg. Yeah, and then start to take it from there, guys. Okay, we're gonna see. Now, wave 2, of course, has to be now changing, yeah, and yeah, based on the price. All right, that was for NASDAQ. And sorry, we took a long time for NASDAQ, but it's very interesting and very important to pose all the scenarios and the expectations, right? So potentially we might still see higher prices, guys, as a conclusion, a little bit higher. You still have a lot of gaps. You already saw the levels to be watched, and of course we take it from there. All right, so and SPX, I'm still looking for higher. I don't know what's going on with the S&P. is so red, while Nasdaq is very green. So, but I'm still expecting one more high. Yeah, if the things goes on still a little bit for Nasdaq higher, I'm still looking for one more high for the, and nothing has changed. Everything working well, still based on the old scenario here for SPX. We're still looking at the same levels and the same thing. Basically, I would like to see one more leg. That would be nicer, and then moving towards the downside. This is what I would like to see for SPX. Still looking for this. All right, that was also for SPX. Nothing to add or to change. It's still the same. Let's move to the gold, right? So let's see the gold. What's going on? I think the gold have to move down today. Yes, here we go. Definitely. And that because, of course, fundamentally the market is doing so well. So the gold start to goes down because the investor getting trust again in the stock market, right? And yeah, investors are much attracted, of course, to the to the stock market, and we saw this, of course, already from here, right? We have started to see it as an impulse, and yes, this is Elliott waves. This is where it says, of course, we're moving toward the downside. Now the blue box has been hit. Let me see. Where did you learn Elliott wave? Suggest us where can we learn to master Elliott wave? Okay, I mean, I learned Elliott wave, bro, by online stuff, by books, and by practicing since more than 7, 8 years. And of course, it's not the first time that I learned Elliott wave. I started to do well in trading. I lost a lot before Elliott wave, and after I learned Elliott wave, I lost like 10% of my portfolio after 1 year, and then after 2 years, I made 10%. After 3 years, I made 40%, and now I'm doing like, you can check my copy trades on crypto.com, crypto channel. Of course, I do every day 2-3% of my portfolio with Elliott wave right now. All right, Arcane. Sorry, man, your message was retracted because you used a word which is not, which is forbidden on the channel, used only by scammers. Try to rephrase, bro. Now X wave in double three. Wave X, you mean in double three? Which chart, bro? B the 990. Which chart? A NASDAQ or SPX or gold. I don't know. Arcane TTD, please. Okay, let's do TTD as well. So basically, we're gonna set the gold here. Okay, so 28 minute, just to keep it right. And then I think here 25 minute, and NASDAQ started on the 1 minute directly. We have started a little bit. Okay, yes, so the gold, guys, and TTD, right? I hope that it is stock market US, man. All right, so I think we did this before anyway. So ABC, guys, we are inside the blue box. I'm still looking for lower. I'm still looking for the 1-to-1 fib level. A, B, and a C, of course, to hit the 3,150 for the gold. And I take it from there. Before hitting this one, I cannot say, okay, we are in a bigger impulse, which it can be a 1, 2, and then here ABC, yeah, for wave 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. So yeah, but higher possibility here is that, yeah, this is an ABC 3 waves correction, and then impulse toward the downside, guys. This impulse is, of course, 1, 2 here potentially, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, very nice leading diagonal. And then looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Almost 4 and a 5. Finishing at the 1-to-1 fib level. Finishing, of course, this blue box. Okay. Yeah. So this is for the gold. Can you chart Coinbase, please? Yes, sure, Fabian. We're gonna put Coinbase. All right. Can you suggest book name? Well, bro, if Robert Preacher, if you still basic in Elliott wave, of course you have to start with this one. Robert Preacher, the principle, of course, of Elliott wave. Once you got this, you have to start to apply practice, guys. I mean, okay, it's not always like education and so on. I mean, it's, of course, education is very important, but you will learn this for hours and days and maybe years. If you don't practice it on a chart and on trading, you cannot really learn it. And as I mentioned, I learned from my own pocket. Meaning I lost a lot just to learn it. So yeah, it's not easy, guys, but here we go. Now I feel very comfortable. I feel very confident with it. Yeah, so it needs, of course. I mean, there is no gain without pain, right? No pain, no gain, right? Yep, this is the reality. And whatever who tells you, you do a lot of money once you learn Elliott wave, don't believe it, bro. You need to practice it. You need to practice it. You need to learn how to understand the psychology behind the waves. Okay, it's not every single wave that you see it that it is impulse or it can unfold as you have to rely the things based on the chart characters as well. Like you have to understand the chart character, and like for example the gold, the gold is going very massively toward the upside right now, and obviously the gold loves to go long, um, and is very decisive and clear with its wave. It's not so chaotic, like the SPX, for example, if you compare. Bitcoin is so hard. It's so complicated. It has a lot of volume. It has a lot of volatility. It has very complicated waves. But when you go to another altcoin, for example, Solana or Sui, you see it very easy. You see very decisive waves and so on. It depends. Each character of the chart, you start to see it slowly. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's go to Nvidia. We need to start trading. We cannot stay so long in the live stream. All right, so on the daily for Nvidia, so we are, of course, in a wave 5. We have a 3, 4, and a 5. And, of course, we have potentially A, B, and a C or WXY finished on the 0.38. So if we move on the 1 hour chart here, we can see, of course, Nvidia still inside this scenario where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Potentially, I would like to see one more high. I would like to see again the blue box. I will not give up on it. However, the psychology is gonna play on my nerves here. I'm gonna wait for it. Okay, I'm still looking for that blue box perfection for a wave 3. And of course for a leading diagonal. All right. After this, of course, I'm looking for a wave 4, potentially 5, and finishing a leading diagonal. So this is for Nvidia. We're still looking for higher. There is nothing yet changed. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 even. And this is your A, B potentially, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 5 still need one more leg toward the upside, soon or later. Okay, right. So Tesla. On Tesla, let's put also the timing. So at 34, we started Tesla. Nvidia, we started at 32, I think. Here we go. All right. So for Tesla, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Still leading diagonal, still as well. We took the high, so it can be done and finished at any time. Potentially, you still can get one more high. Yes, I see one more high, definitely, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave A correction. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 internally. I know that you cannot see it, but this is definitely your wave 3, 4, and a 5. One more leg extended toward the upside, potentially. Okay, I would like to see it. Fabian, thank you for your analysis. Very accurate and helpful. Watching your video. You're very welcome, Fabian. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciated your kind words, guys, and it keeps me on, of course, to move it with this channel. And with pleasure always. TTD, let's move for your special request, guys. TTD, all right, let's see. Oh yeah, we analyzed this before. Okay, yeah, we are in a potential 1, 2 or a wave A, finished, of course, as an impulse toward the upside. We're looking at A, B, and a C. Okay, we have hit the target, therefore. Or sorry, one more low, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is your wave 4 right now. Unless your wave 4 is very... Let me check on the 1 hour chart. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is your wave 1. This is your wave 2. Your wave 2 is very shallow in time, therefore your wave 4 can be here. Be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yes. Because of the time of the wave 2, in comparison with the wave 4, you have passed the time 1 to 1/5 time. And that means it can be your wave 3 here, it can be your wave 5 here. Don't forget that, of course, expanding diagonal would love to end, of course, in this blue box between 1.38 to 1.618, but by sometimes it happens just by taking the low, yeah. But in this case, even it did not happen. Let me check A and B and a C. Yes, so this is a low. We did not took it yet. Well, okay, be careful. It's not really clear. It might be still a bigger wave 4 here. So that this is your wave 3, bigger wave 4. And I believe that it can be, because I believe that the target has to be hit. Okay, has to be hit, and preferably that you take the low starting very fresh and strong toward the upside. Okay, if you want to check maybe, okay, yeah, that's helpful. Okay, MACD and okay, you have a very strong, very strong indicators here. But look, I mean, the daily has overbought directly in one move right now with this wave 4. And you got the overbought without taking the high. So be careful, it might make a pressure again. Overbought on the 4 hour. 2 hours as well. I see, of course, momentum slowing down. Also on the 1 hour, slowing down. Bearish on the 13-minute. Okay. Yeah, so be careful with it. I think, look, I mean, in this case scenario, it's not always that you have to take every trade, guys. Yeah. Sometimes you need some signals, yeah, to see if the things are going down, because one more leg can finish here, is gonna blow up one more time very massively and explosively 100 times better than this. So, well, if you say, okay, but I don't want to miss the trades, well, then you have to have a plan, a strategy and a plan how you want to enter this, okay? How much, risk management, and so on. If it reverse, can you hold it to here until it reverse and move toward the upside? This is your plan, okay? So this is the thing. Coinbase. All right. Coinbase. Well, Coinbase should do well. Right now, because of course, I mean, the crypto market is booming. Until today, we're gonna see, of course. But A, B, and a C, of course, here potentially finished after 3 waves, W, X, and a Y. Potentially, you're looking also at a finished 3 waves back again inside our blue box. Nice to see, of course, hit, by the way, A, B, and a C. And then moving towards the upside. Now, this should be double 1, 2, okay? Or ABC, one of these two scenarios. So on the daily here, after looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, don't forget that you have, of course, finished a wave B or corrective wave. And that might be, of course, a wave 2 finished here, wave C, here we go. Therefore, you would like to see something exploding towards the upside. Okay, you would like to see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. For a wave C, okay, because we are in A, potentially, sorry, A, B, and a C, in case you have found psychology in this area, okay. In case we are A, B, and a C, you're looking for lower, but potentially finished as W, X, and a Y as explained. Your wave Y is finished right now. So in all case scenarios, you're looking for higher, okay. This is the idea. Now, I'm expecting, of course, double 1, 2, much more than A, B, C. Unless you are corrective here, ABC, you get another ABC, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so still, even if corrective, it doesn't mean you cannot get higher. Okay, but if you are corrective, it means you will not simply take the high. Okay, but it means you will take the low soon or later. Okay, after 3 ways up. So basically, I'm still looking for higher. Now, you would like to see, of course, a move down. definitely for now. Okay, for now, you're seeking at least for the 0.38, which is very close. Okay, why? Because if you are 1212, you would like to hit at least 193 and moving explosively towards the upside. Okay, guys. Yeah, I love to watch your analysis. Much appreciated, bro. You're very, very welcome, bro. And thank you very much for your kind words, all of you guys. Thank you really for your support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Um, yes, so we're gonna see as well. I'm glad always that it helps. Um, I don't have time, guys. I have to follow the market and I have to do some trades. I'm sorry, guys, but also there are in crypto some copy trades, which I have some people are copying my trades, so it's better to move and goes in the market. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.